In the late 1960s, engineers conceived a bold vision to connect two major urban centers with a high-speed rail line. The project was celebrated as a symbol of progress, a testament to modern engineering, and a commitment to future generations. Initial projections estimated a construction timeline of 10 years. From the first groundbreaking ceremony to the inaugural journey of the first passenger train, this ambitious undertaking was meant to reduce travel times, ease highway congestion, and stimulate economic activity across an entire region. It was a clear, defined goal with what appeared to be a straightforward, albeit challenging, path to completion. The public was shown impressive architectural renderings and detailed plans, fostering a sense of excitement and inevitability. Decades later, that same high-speed rail line remains a work in progress, a complex web of partially completed tracks, stalled construction sites, and revised blueprints. The original 10-year estimate has stretched into a multi-generational saga, with costs ballooning far beyond the initial budget. What was once a symbol of forward-thinking ambition has slowly transformed into a case study of institutional inertia. The project has outlived many of its original planners, engineers, and political champions. For the communities it was meant to serve, the railway has become a permanent fixture of the landscape, but as an ongoing construction project rather than a functional piece of critical infrastructure. That's the story. At its core, a public project is a complex system involving a diverse collection of participants, each with distinct roles and objectives. It begins not with a shovel in the ground, but as an idea within a government agency or a proposal from community advocates. This initial concept then enters a long and structured process of validation. Planners and policy analysts are the first to engage, conducting feasibility studies. They evaluate benefits, costs, societal impacts. They assess projected user demand and alignment with long-term regional development goals. Their work forms the foundation, translating vision into a concrete proposal with defined parameters. Once viable, it moves into the hands of government bodies and funding entities. They hold the public purse strings, national transport ministries, federal grant commissions, municipal bond authorities. Their role is to allocate capital. Funding is often contingent on political approval, subject to competing priorities, released in stages over many years. This brings elected officials and legislative bodies into play. They must balance merits against demands of constituents and the realities of annual budgets. Their decisions introduce political calculation, shaping the project's trajectory. With initial funding secured, the project enters the regulatory and design phase. Specialized agencies become involved. Environmental protection authorities review ecosystem impacts. Historical preservation offices assess cultural heritage effects. Safety commissions ensure engineering standards. Architectural firms develop design concepts. Engineering firms produce technical specifications. They create detailed blueprints, navigate regulations to make a compliant, functional design. This phase balances ambition and constraint. Finally, builders and the public join the system. After competitive bidding, a primary construction contractor is selected. That contractor hires subcontractors: excavation, concrete work, electrical systems, finishing. Throughout, the public and interest groups act as external participants. Through public hearings, community review boards, legal challenges, citizens, local businesses, advocacy organizations, influencing design, timeline, even the project's ultimate survival. This intricate web of actors and processes defines how public works are brought into existence. When public projects fall behind, the most cited culprits are budgetary shortfalls and inadequate planning. Inflation drives up material costs, while optimistic studies underestimate a project's complexity, leading to funding gaps. Regulatory reviews and legal challenges add another layer. Environmental impact statements can take years to approve, and lawsuits from community groups can halt work entirely. But these are symptoms of a deeper issue: a fragmented system. Authority is divided across independent bodies, creating a sequence of handoffs where each actor focuses only on their task, not the overall project. Private projects face similar challenges but often manage them with more agility. The key difference is not the problems themselves, but the public system's lack of capacity to adapt. Several hidden drivers work against timely completion. First, a fundamental misalignment between long project timelines and short political cycles. Leaders who approve projects operate on 2 to 6 year election cycles, incentivizing visible short-term actions like groundbreaking ceremonies over crucial, unseen preparatory work. This can lead to rushed starts and uncertain, piecemeal funding. Second, rigid procurement rules often require awarding contracts to the lowest bidder. This encourages optimistic bids based on best-case scenarios, not realistic plans. When challenges arise, the lean budget has no room to absorb costs, leading to disputes and delays. Third, risk is often pushed onto contractors who are ill-equipped to manage it. This creates an adversarial relationship where identifying problems for a change order is more profitable than collaboratively solving them. Finally, government agencies are fragmented into silos. Without a single empowered project owner, communication breaks down, and lessons learned in construction are rarely fed back to designers, institutionalizing the same mistakes. The chronic delays that plague public projects extend far beyond the construction site, creating significant and often hidden economic consequences. This money, drawn from public funds, represents a massive opportunity cost. Every additional $1 billion spent managing delays on a stalled highway project is $1 billion that cannot be invested in schools, healthcare, other vital public services, creating a drag on the broader economy. Beyond the direct costs, there is the substantial economic loss from benefits that are not realized. A new subway line is designed to generate economic value from the day it opens, reducing commute times, increasing access to jobs, stimulating commercial activity around its stations. When its opening is delayed by a decade, an entire decade's worth of those economic benefits is permanently lost. These are not just deferred, they are erased. These delays also introduce a profound level of uncertainty into the economy, discouraging private investment. Businesses make long-term decisions based on the assumption that planned public infrastructure will be available. When these public projects stall for years or decades, the private sector investments that depend on them become untenable. The systemic pattern of delay has a corrosive effect on a nation's existing infrastructure and its global competitiveness. While vast resources are funneled into new delayed megaprojects, the funding and attention for maintenance often diminish. The political appeal of a new groundbreaking ceremony frequently outweighs the less glamorous but essential work of repair and upkeep. As a result, a country can find itself in a paradoxical situation, spending billions on a futuristic high-speed rail line that is decades from completion, while its existing conventional railways and highways fall into disrepair. The longer it takes to build new capacity, the more strain is placed on the old, aging assets. A 10-year delay in opening a new bridge means an older, obsolete bridge must carry traffic for an additional decade, requiring costly emergency repairs and increasing the risk of failure. On a global scale, a nation's inability to deliver infrastructure in a timely manner directly impacts its economic competitiveness. Nations that can rapidly build and upgrade infrastructure can move goods, people, data more quickly and cheaply, giving their industries a significant advantage. When major projects are mired in decades of delay, a country falls behind its international rivals. Ultimately, this systemic inefficiency erodes public trust and political capital. When all the layers are peeled back, from the surface-level excuses of budgets and regulations to the hidden drivers of political cycles and procurement, a cohesive picture emerges. The chronic multi-decade delays that plague public projects are not the result of isolated failures or occasional bad luck. They are the predictable, systemic outcome of a structure that is not optimized for timely completion. The system, as it is currently configured, is designed less to build infrastructure efficiently and more to manage and distribute risk, liability, and political exposure among a wide array of actors. Each participant in the system, from the politician seeking re-election to the contractor bidding for a job, is behaving rationally within the constraints of their role. None of these actors intend to create a 30-year delay, but their combined rational actions produce it as an inevitable byproduct of the system's architecture. The conclusion is therefore not that the system is broken, but rather that it is functioning according to an unspoken purpose: the avoidance of concentrated risk. By dividing responsibility, creating complex regulatory checks, and formalizing every interaction through contracts and change orders, the system ensures that no single individual or entity can be held solely accountable for failure. The primary output of this system is not a finished bridge or railway, but the successful mitigation of blame. This changes our understanding of the problem entirely. The challenge is not simply to find better project managers or more funding, but to address the fundamental logic of the system itself. The surface causes, the budget shortfalls, the lawsuits, the technical snags, are merely the symptoms of this deeper condition. They are the friction points where the system's inherent design clashes with the complexities of the real world. Until the underlying incentives that reward short-term thinking, risk aversion, and siloed behavior are re-engineered, the pattern of chronic delay is destined to repeat, regardless of the specific project or the people involved. The journey through the intricate machinery of public projects reveals a system caught in a powerful feedback loop, where delay begets more delay, and rising costs erode the very support needed to move forward. This leads us to the central, unresolved tension: the mechanisms that generate these delays, rigorous environmental reviews, public comment periods, checks and balances against corruption, democratic oversight of spending, are, in many cases, features, not bugs. They were put in place for valid reasons: to protect the environment, to give communities a voice, and to prevent the misuse of public funds. This creates a fundamental dilemma. The question we are left with is therefore a difficult one. Is it possible to re-engineer the system for greater efficiency without sacrificing the protections it was designed to provide? How can a society build with the speed and decisiveness needed to address urgent challenges like climate change or economic competition, while still upholding its commitments to democratic accountability, environmental stewardship, and fiscal responsibility? Finding a balance between these competing and equally important goals remains one of the most critical and unresolved challenges for modern governance. The answer will determine how we shape the world for generations to come. You have been watching System Atlas, exploring how the world's systems really work. Share your comments below. See you in our next episode.